Instead of recalling it, though, they just say, oh, melamine's good for you now. Many different inks that you print with get recalled now with all sorts of poison in it from China and the U.S. Upwards of 10% of products are recalled. One time my wife got freaked out about it about 2-3 years ago, and that was really big news. And she found out the little blue table we got with a red, yellow, and green chair for kids from Target was recalled, and she freaked out and took it back. And then she found out she's like, my God, this is recalled. This is recalled. This is recalled. And pretty soon I said, yeah, just anything made in China, you can forget it. See, because they got to store that toxic waste from all their chemical plants and all their microchip plants. Just like they had fluoride in the 40s after World War II, they said, hell, dump it in the water. Because they've been doing that in Tennessee at the nuke plants, the byproduct of making the uranium rods and the plutonium rods, mainly uranium rods, they'd been dumping it in the water. And they said, hell, public didn't notice, so they dump it in the water. China dumps it in your cereal, dumps it in your baby formula, dumps it in your drugs, dumps it in the paint. Paint's a great place to mix poison up because it congeals and freezes. So you now are supposed to know tens of thousands of products that have been recalled, and you're supposed to then not, and they say they're already under the federal stimulus money, paying for local cops to be federalized, and it's already being reported. They're coming up and writing people $100,000 tickets. And they come in with a computer laptop without a warrant. That's search everything you've got. You sit there going, whoa, I was just trying to clean out the garage. Shut up. Shut up, Al-Qaeda. And you think I'm joking. I get reports every day or two of them SWAT teaming Amish, SWAT teaming farmers and ranchers. They don't just come and fine you in all these states now saying you can't sell eggs or watermelons or squash or whatever without a permit. They now send SWAT teams. We've had the farmers on the show. They're rogue. They're criminal. I mean, I think about how it's in the news every week, how different Texas towns just pull over old ladies, pull over people and rob the hell out of them, and people get on the news and make excuses. They go, yeah, we take your money. By the way, me and my family and cousins run the town. There's nothing none of you gonna do. And it's just like Hardin. The entire town hates the private con artist with 14 felonies coming in and taking over the prison and policing people. But every one of the locals that's in power just sits there and goes, how about you get the hell out of here? Literally. We're going to keep running things. Damn right, we're going to throw the local slobs in there and make a little money. Oh, we're not going to let you... you think you're going to have 2 or 3 of the neighbor kids when it's sleeting outside in Michigan, 20 below, as it is on average about a month out of the year. You think you're going to have kids come in and stand under your porch? They're not going to stand in your garage. And the lady's like, well, can I have them stand in the garage? No, slave. You get 1 hour out in the yard a day. You pay me everything you produce. It's all pimp game. It's like, my bitches pay me 110% back. And they're like, I just love you, baby. They were telling me a story about some HBO special about pimps. What was the name of the movie? Pimps Up, Hoes Down. And Hartman, go ahead and come on the mic and describe it. Because, Hartman tells the story good, but this lady's been in a car wreck or shot, and she's just telling the pimp, I'm sorry, baby, I'm going to get you the money. I'm going to get you everything you need, Homeland Security. And that's how it is with this government. It's just like, you're going to give us more. We're foreign bank run. I'm going to your calls in a moment. We're going to take everything you got, and you're going to beg us. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, just talking about Pimps Up, Hoes Down. There's a portion of there where I believe it's Pimpin' Ginn. He's a notorious, infamous pimp from way back in the day. Rappers rap about him all the time. And he had one of his workers that got beat up and shot, stabbed, the whole nine. He gets to the hospital, and the young lady is laying in the hospital bed just saying, oh, baby, I'm going to get back on them streets. I'm going to get that money for you, baby. Don't worry about me. I'm all right. I just want to get up out this bed and make this money for you. And the mom is sitting right there and looking at Pimpin' Ken. It's like, what have you done to my baby? And just later on, he talks about the percentage of the cut. He's like, well, how much do you give your employees? 10%, 5%? It's like, hell no, I don't give them nothing. That's my money. I'll give them some chicken. I'll give them a bucket of chicken. And, but no, that's all about the game right there. You know, just, I guess, psychologically raping you.
And I found that with women. I didn't know why in high school. I wasn't mean to women, but I didn't care. Because I was just out of my mind on testosterone. And, growing up. And that's why the bad guys always get the girls. But society, now that men have been feminized, that's how this works. When those locals running that town go, we're going to have a felon run things, hell yeah. No problem with it. That is just exercising power over us, and that's what government's doing. It's consciously breaking our back. And I watch these people. I watch the troops as they die of the vaccines, as they get ripped off, as they got to pay for their own health care. They're just like, I just appreciate the government. I just worship the government. And it's a broken back, capitulated, totally broken. It's a broken society who want to be lied to. They want to feed their kids melamine. They want to take shots. They want their kids to be retarded. They want to be lied to. They want to be scammed and gamed. And they love to worship the military and worship cops and worship all of this. It's just sick.
Yeah, it's almost as like people get the okie doke pulled on them so many times that they're dizzy. They're just dizzy from the okie dokes, and now they'll take whatever is given to them. They'll just go along. It's the herd mentality.
And translate okie doke, the scam.
Yeah, it's the dipsy-doo dungaroo. You know what I mean? The total flip of the script. And
they're crunking.
Yeah. They just get so crunkenized. They're, preoccupied with your fantasy football team.
Well, that's the thing, though, is that they'll all smile, and I saw this in Hardin, and get like a little demon look in their eyes, and like go, it's mine. I like being conned. And I don't understand. It's like, hey, you're being conned. And like, I like it, because it's like yuppies. You'll go, hey, Trans-Texas Corridor is foreign owned. It's taking over. It's a scam. We pay to be their slave. Or, hey, 23.7 trillion, we pay interest on the money we give the banks. And yuppies will like giggle and go, I got a Mercedes. It's like, woo, I like it. And it's like, don't you, man, I'm telling you, we're in trouble.
Man, it's almost as if I've said this before, but when you work out and you get sore, or if you play when you're a kid, you play football or whatever sport, and you're sore, you're beaten up afterwards, and for whatever reason, that next day, it hurts, but it feels good. And it's like that's what's going on. People just getting beat up and, having to play the game, and they don't even understand that they're beaten down and sore, and for whatever
Exactly, but, I mean, they revel in being scammed. Yeah. They love it. All right, good job, Hartman. I appreciate you coming in. No, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, this is the pimp game. And now, again, locals that were awake, they were upset about what had happened. They understood the scam. Their eyes were alive. They had very sad concern. But then you had all the fat cats. And I mean, folks, a fat cat was somebody that owned, a dry cleaners, or somebody that owned a tiny restaurant. And they would just strut around and tell you, I'm pretty important in this town, and I like American police force. And I go, you don't care, he's a felon. They go, no, I like it. And I would just be going, and they'd like, now why don't you get the hell out of here, foreigner? And I'm like, but he's the foreigner running a scam on you. You want him running around locking up locals in the private jail. They're like, yeah, I do. And I walked into the sheriff's department. I'd like to meet with the sheriff. He's not here. Deputy sheriff, maybe later. And then the woman was so cowardly behind the bighorn sheriff's department thing that when I was looking her in the eyes, she was acting nice. But like a dog, as soon as we turned to walk out, she bulled up and came in the doorway. It was like primitive, like she was a chicken with her, like running us off. And she got out in the doorway and said, by the way, we don't like people from out of town to tell us what to do. And this town was good before you came. And we like American police force. And we like what they're doing. And I'm like, oh, really? You like the felon? Going to take over? And even the sheriff likes it. Now, just get on out of here. Because to her, it doesn't matter if she's being scammed, as long as she doesn't think she's being scammed. See, I'm the bad one. I'm telling you the Federal Reserve is private and totally raping us. I'm telling you they're putting cancer viruses in the vaccines and writing giant textbooks about how they're doing it like eco-science by the White House Science Czar. I mean, these bastards admit they're poisoning us. And I got stacks of news of the shots jacking everybody up.